What's up, Paul Wesley? I'm Greg Alba.
And I'm John Humphrey.
Paul Wesley is in this trailer. He's
right.
a friend of Jason Dolan's.
Vampire Diaries.
Jason Dolan has requested this video. One of our
Indeed.
reward tiers at Patreon is whatever video you request, we must definitely put up on YouTube. Even if we hate your request, we must do it. 9 times out of 10, the requests we hate.
Most videos we hate.
Most videos we watch, we are only pretending to enjoy it. Actually, Jason Dolan, this is not the camera we are using, but he recently got us an amazing gift. It was a brand new camera because the camera we're recording on is constantly having problems. The reason we're not using that camera right now is because we want to get an extra battery because we do a lot of stack shooting most days. We don't want to just keep stopping and charging up one battery. But Jason, I wanted to thank you here on the YouTubes. Very much so. You are the bomb, my friend. You're the bomb. Keep a lookout for his upcoming film he's working on, Blood Loss. And also, Patreon, I unboxed the camera he got us. And I
got a little sentimental.
Started crying, man. Started crying. And
roll that footage.
Mr. Jason Dolan.
Mr. Gregory Alba.
Did you send us a camera?
Oh shit, did it get there?
I
didn't get a notification.
Every gift we ever get is always an emotional experience, but this one especially because, man, when you feel like you got no camera, you're like, I can't, oh shit, I got nothing. I can't do anything without a camera.
Keeping the funny going.
Oh yeah, dude, that was
keeping the funny,
dude. Every time you cry on this channel, it's just comedy gold.
Remember that one? Okay.
I wanted to get married, have a family. Yeah. But the world is no place for that anymore.
Oh, that guy. Mad Men. Kevin Williamson, like Scream.
Hey, what's going on with you?
My brother, he's gotten into some trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Not always like the wolf, but sometimes a wolf gets separated from its pack.
Wait. It may rain later.
I'll be okay.
These beautiful white people.
This one bites.
Huh?
Are you up for this?
Yeah, right.
Just the three of us? This is serious.
Big.
Everybody on the floor now! Hurry up! Everybody stay on the ground!
Welcome to the jungle.
Gritty CBS show.
In between right and wrong.
The world is falling apart around us.
You do cocaine on CBS.
Nobody's going to prison. You gotta stay cool, you understand me?
Keeping up with the cable.
We're in the clear. It was one big accident.
Why did you call for help?
I called you!
Sometimes one tiny thread pulled in the universe triggers a cosmic hell of human suffering.
Interesting. So it's like a semi-horror crime anthology? Or is it going to be like the same characters in a world where fairy tale-esque things keep happening?
John, let me tell you what I know. What I could tell you what this is about.
All right, let's do it.
I don't know what this is about.
3 little pigs robbed a bank, and there you go.
Okay, so according to IMDb, the world's most beloved fairy tales are reimagined as a dark and twisted psychological thriller set in modern-day New York City. The first season of this serialized drama interweaves the 3 little pigs, hence the people pulling the heist with the pig masks.
Yeah.
That I understand. Jack and the Beanstalk. That's what that giant character was doing.
Yeah, when they climb up into the clouds and all that, and
Right,
there's that kingdom
yeah.
in the sky, totally.
Okay, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah.
Into an epic and subversive tale of love, loss, greed, revenge, and murder. Okay, now in this little description of love, loss, greed, revenge, and murder, that's all very present. It seems like the hook, according to the first couple lines of this IMDb plot summary, is the idea you're taking classic fairy tale stories and you're turning it into modern day drama, which is exactly what I would want.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like it's probably going to borrow the themes and the messages of those stories, perhaps, and maybe some of the iconography a lot more than the literal action of those stories.
After looking at the description, you do see some of that Red Riding Hood stuff in there with the grandma with the red coat, and she's even going up the escalator with her hoodie on.
And there are little allusions to wolves and teeth and things like that in the dialogue here. I don't really get. I mean, there are people climbing stairs and stuff, and there's a guy in like a little green-looking dance belt or something. But there's not much I caught from the Jack and the Beanstalk side of the story.
I'll be honest. I'm a liar. This pitch that I'm reading of the description entices me a lot more than the actual trailer did itself. The trailer itself to me kind of just looked like generic dramatic images. I can't see past the CBS element where I'm like, it's not gonna go that gritty. Like, granted, someone was doing cocaine in here, which was a little surprising to me. I would like to see more of what they're talking about here, of interweaving Three Little Pigs, Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk. That hook is not so present here in the trailer, and it's called Tell Me a Story, so I would like for all that to be present.
Granted, I haven't seen any episodes of this, but it seems like maybe the concept of this show might be a little hard to get across in a 1.5-minute trailer. You know, you got so much to draw from over a season, and I kind of fall in the middle because part of me goes, yeah, I'm super spoiled by cable TV where I know that they're not going to pull punches, but at the same time, I mean, I heard a lot of great things about The Following, and that was one of their darker, more heavy shows, kind of like a Hannibal almost. And, you know, even Hannibal got away on network with a lot of gore and a lot of thematic elements that are a bit more extreme. So I don't think it's impossible for something like this.
No, I agree. At the same time, though, I'm like, what's the linear storyline here? The guy who's a showrunner of this has written a lot of great horror and a lot of great TV shows. He wrote the first 2 Scream movies. He wrote The Faculty, which I really enjoy.
Faculty.
And he's worked on plenty of TV shows that were listed even in this trailer. So I imagine this would probably be an effective and good TV show. It's very hard to imagine that it wouldn't be. I'm strictly judging the trailer, not the show.
Oh, yeah, of course. And, I mean, Kevin Williamson seems like he's good at breaking stuff like this down and translating or transposing elements of the fairy tales like into something. Like, Scream is very meta and deconstructive and aware of the genres that it's borrowing from. And so I can see him applying that sensibility here to these fairy tales or whatever. And, you know, fairy tale network TV is kind of a trend right now because you got things like Grimm and you had things like Once Upon a Time or whatever. So I mean, this doesn't look really like those shows. This looks like a lot more grounded than those shows.
I can't help but feel that if this was on cable, this would probably look a lot more appealing because they're dealing with crime. There's a lot of sex, there's drugs, there's violence. And that's all going to kind of reach a certain limit on a network television show, in my personal opinion.
For sure, although good writing can make up for just about anything.
Can it?
Yes.
Can it?
Yes.
Okay.
Or not, if you like.
I ain't going to fight you on that. I mean, you're probably right.
Not great, Bob.
I mean, you got a couple of guys here who are like having sex with each other at one point. Which is straight out of Hansel and Gretel.
Straight out of Hansel and Gretel.
This girl's unbuckling this one guy's pants. You know, it's not going to get so far on CBS.
No, there's going to be so much dick on CBS.
I'm wondering, is this world some type of alternate reality, or is this taking place in our modern day times? It seems like the world that we're living in is not a good world.
There's a lot of civil unrest and a lot of seediness.
Yeah, it looks like New York is falling apart here. And these characters are taking paths that are ultimately leading them down insanely darker paths, which is usually a story I'm very much drawn to. If anything, it seems like it's very loosely inspired by these fairy tales.
Yeah.
And I guess when I read that pitch, I'm like, I want as literal inspired as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like a figurative adaptation of those, taking the themes.
Just a little nods here and there.
Yeah, and I mean, the most obvious iconography is the pigs.
But even the Little Red Riding Hood one, if you like look out for it, you can see it, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder if those two stories will cross at least, because both of those involve a wolf of some kind, whoever or whatever that presence or character winds up being.
I just wanted a fairy tale cinematic universe on CBS. Is what I'm asking for.
Well, dude, watch Once Upon a Time, because that's exactly you already got it, and you got hella seasons to catch up on, dog.
Now, at one point, there are 2 characters in the pool, which I'm assuming is borrowing from the Little Mermaid fairy tale.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, that guy's Sebastian.
They're not reaching here at all.
Wow.
This is all
0%.
This is what you call trailer breakdown at its
This
finest.
is what you call expertise.
I mean, it looks intriguing. I don't have regular television, so unless this goes to Netflix, I probably won't check it out. But in terms of knowing who's behind it and knowing what the storyline is, I'll admit I'm very much intrigued by it. I would probably check out like the first 4 episodes if I have access to it to see if it's something I would watch.
I mean, I don't watch a ton of network stuff, but this is certainly something in the vein I would check out and give a chance to, yeah. And especially like knowing it's coming from Kevin Williamson. I've liked a number of things that he's done, and I've also heard some great things about a few of his darker TV shows.
It's just who's the audience it's for is my question, because if you're gonna pitch it with, you know, the twist on these classic fairy tales but with a dark modern day setting, but it seems like it's so subtle.
Yeah,
that
it seems like it's really grounded.
it seems like the audience who likes those stories, like Once Upon a Time or something, they would probably be gravitated towards that. But is that kind of crowd the kind of crowd who would watch this show too? If it's so subtle and not so in your face about it? Because I feel like if it was more in your face about it, the audience would be a lot more clear on who it's for. Kind of like what Bright was.
Or Grimm, Grimm was very much fantastical, even though
Yeah.
it's also a cop procedural.
Yeah, because there's no fantastical element here.
Yeah, the most fantastical thing is like pig masks. You know?
Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, I get the sense that if you're just a fan of crime shows in general, that's an easy market to get at. And I imagine like fans of Grimm might be enticed into this. Not as much fans of Once Upon a Time, actually, because that show's a lot more whimsical and melodramatic, and it's just not like this. But I don't know. Maybe they'll carve a new niche out. Didn't Lucifer do well? That was kind of an odd
but
show.
it was there's still a fantastical element to it.
True that, yeah.
You know he's the devil.
Yeah, and there's a magic.
There's a
to
tone
that, yeah.
about it, you know.
Jason, clear this up for us.
Clear this up, Jason. I'm gonna leave a freaking monologue of a comment, so do it.
We love you.
I like you a lot.
I'm fond of you.
I can tolerate you.
I can take or leave you.
I wish you would fall off a cliff.
I'm going to kill you.
Hey, Rejects! Well, you can subscribe to the Reject Nation, where we clearly know everything. And you could check us out on Patreon.
Oh.
Because there's shit there. And you can also, click that notification bell for channels like Screen Rant. Take care. Bye-bye.